Right, Jane, so what we're doing here down at Sheffield Live with the Docfest people?
Well, we've come to interview Maria and Melanie to ask them about the festival so that we can let our clients, our visually impaired clients and people with hearing impairment as well, know about the festival. And just to give them a brief overview, to let them know the logistics of the festival, some of the things that are on, some of the things that might be of interest to them.
And also if they can get any concessions for guides, that sort of thing as well.
Exactly, yeah. So it's really just a short audio guide just to let people know about the festival. It's been going for 25 years and it's a fantastic Sheffield event.
Right, let's do it. Right, Melanie, nice to speak to you anyway.
You too, hello.
And we're here to talk about Docfest, well, this year's Docfest. Well, it's been going for, is it 25 years?
So we celebrated our 25th anniversary last year, so it's actually our 26th coming up.
That's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's just grown and grown and grown. More people come into the city each June every year.
Well, I've seen it happening around me because I'm in the same building as your offices, and I've seen it get more and more busy as it's gone along, you know. So it's a real success story for Sheffield, isn't it?
It is. I mean, we work with 25 plus venues across the city. We bring thousands of people from 55 plus countries around the world here to the city.
And a lot of them are famous people, aren't they? Well known in the industry, yeah.
Yeah, especially this year. We're really, really pleased about the lineup this year. We've got some really big names coming.
So the festival has two parts, really, doesn't it? There's the industry part, which we'll talk about shortly. But initially, my interest, and on behalf of the sight-impaired community that I represent, is what sort of events are on that they would probably like to go to. Because obviously sight-impaired people actually do tend to permeate towards spoken word type events and documentaries as such, because it can be often complicated to understand visual art. Even though I do fail on a regular basis, but I like to listen to documentaries and stuff like that. So what is there available, and what sort of venues are out there that are available to go to as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, Docfest as a whole is about not just films, but also digital art, talks, live events and parties. And as I say, taking place across the whole city. We've got 180 plus films as part of the programme this year.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, a huge array of films. And I mean, in terms of where they're playing, The Crucible, Showroom Cinema, The Light, The Curzon. Starting with our opening night film, Diego Maradona, about the footballer at City Hall. I guess I would point your listeners to our Doc Rhythm strand, which is a strand of films that are essentially music documentaries.
Yeah.
A couple of highlights of those that I've watched myself and I'm really, really excited about are we've got a documentary about PJ Harvey. It's called A Dog Called Money. And it follows her through her process of creating her last album. And we've also got a great documentary called Underestimate the Girl, which is about Kate Nash. A few years ago, she was dropped by her record label, essentially for being too punk. And this is kind of about her fighting back.
Yeah.
So those are just two of the many, many, many documentaries.
But there's a hell of a lot to go at, isn't there?
There's a hell of a lot to go. I mean, there's a whole, there's probably, a good number of other documentaries just as part of the Doc Rhythm strand. We've got one called Black to Techno, obviously about the Detroit techno scene. We've got one called Lisbon Beat.
I think the best thing people can do is to go on the website.
Absolutely. And
look at the relevant sections for this, because there's so much to go at, isn't there? I think reeling it all off in one big mouthful, it takes some doing, doesn't it, But I have checked the website, and it is user-friendly for people who use the speech software, so that should be fine.
Great.
So that's the sort of those things. Are there some talks as well going on? Or have you just covered a couple of those?
We've got a number of talks, primarily taking place again in the Crucible. We've got some incredible documentary makers coming to talk about their practice and also about how they aim to affect change through their work. So probably among the biggest is Werner Herzog, who's coming to talk about his latest documentary for the BBC, Nomad, in the footsteps of Bruce Chatwin. So absolutely thrilled to be bringing Vern Herzog to Sheffield for the first time. We'll also be doing a talk with Asif Kapadia, who is the filmmaker behind Diego Maradona, which is our opening night film.
Yeah.
He'll be coming to talk about his career, which includes he's the director of Amy and of Senna, two of the greatest, grossing documentaries in the UK of all time. We've also got a talk with Paul Greengrass, who is the director of the Bourne franchise and a number of really big Hollywood blockbusters. But maybe not everybody knows he actually started his career in investigative TV documentaries.
Right.
So he'll be talking about his journey from broadcast to blockbusters, essentially. And also he's coming to make a really passionate plea for opening up the industry to more working class and less privileged talent. That's kind of an ongoing conversation we're going to be having through the festival.
Yeah.
We're also putting on a talk about that very topic with Danny Lee and the BBC Three controller Fiona Campbell and filmmaker Carol Morley. So that kind of theme of opening up the industry to those who don't necessarily have the kind of privilege, wealth, connections is going to be really, really exciting, I think.
There's a heck of a lot to go at, isn't there? You know what I mean? He's spoiling them, really.
A lot to go at. We've also got Chidera Ageru, who's otherwise known as the Slumflower. Who's got a huge following online and really, really known for her work around body positive campaigns. And she's actually making a new documentary with Channel 4, so she's coming to the festival to talk about that. Yeah. Stacey Dooley, who is coming to talk about her upcoming documentaries around the arms trade and American vigilantism. And there's a whole other raft of talks I could go on.
Now, all these particular talks we're talking about, you can buy tickets for those individually.
Absolutely.
And go to whichever ones you want. Now, I've noticed on the website there is mention of a Docfest pass that covers the entire festival. That's not really aimed at the sort of people who are going to be listening to this interview, is it? That's mainly aimed at the industry, isn't it, really, I would think?
Two different kinds of passes. So the kind of access all areas full festival pass is absolutely for those who are wanting to take advantage of networking receptions, of access to our marketplace, and to all of the kind of the business side of things. So that's very much aimed at the industry. But we also have what we call our Doc Lover wristband, which is essentially just a way of getting to see, I think it's up to 12 documentary screenings for the price of 7.
Right.
And that's open to absolutely, of course, anyone and everyone who just wants to see a number of films over those 6 days. And then, as you say, all of the film screenings, the live events, and those kind of bigger masterclasses and talks are...
It's mind-boggling. It really is mind-boggling. I'm struggling to get my head around it. And I've actually seen you grown, through the years. It's actually, isn't it the biggest or most successful festival in Britain, this one, documentary festival, or is it heading that way?
I'd say it's up there. It's up there. There are 3 major film festivals in the UK, in London, Edinburgh and Sheffield.
People come from all over the world. It's amazing.
They do. 55 plus countries descend on Sheffield.
Putting Sheffield on the map.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd also really like to just mention just a couple of our live events.
Yeah.
One of the films in the programme is called Romantic Comedy, and it's an archive film looking at the genre of romantic comedies from a feminist perspective, and that screening will be followed by will be accompanied by a live score from a band called Summer Camp,
right?
One of whose members actually directed the film,
right?
And that's it's one of a couple of live events we've got. We've got a focus on Japan this year, and we've got a band from Japan called Boningen who are coming over to perform alongside some Japanese short films, and that's an event that's taking place in the Lead Mill.
All right.
So just a couple of the live events that we're really excited about.
So it's got its little tentacles going out all over the city, hasn't it? That's amazing, yeah.
Yeah, I think we're using the Lead Mill maybe more than ever this year, which is great for some of those kind of music events. Yeah.
And for you can just nip across the road, can't you?
Absolutely, yeah, easy for us.
Don't need to get a tram or a taxi or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as far as the rest of the festival's concerned, Maria, the sort of areas that I'm interested in as well is ticket concessions. I mean, how does that work, this your festival?
Okay.
Because people who are disabled may need a guide or a helper to get them through the festival.
Absolutely.
Or through an event.
We are really happy to accommodate everyone who might need a carer or a personal assistant with them. So we have ticket concessions right across the festival. It's £5 tickets available on weekdays for any film that's screening before 1 p.m. Outside of that, concession tickets for films are priced at £7.50, and if anyone does need a carer or an assistant with them, then if they can notify someone at the box office, then that carer can come for free.
And would they be able to get that sort of document or ticket at that time, or would they have to? Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so you can get
complicated with some of these systems.
Yeah.
So if people are going to get a concessionary pass and possibly have a carer go with them, what do they need to do to prove that they've got a disability?
They just need to bring proof of status. So, disability card or
bus pass, that sort of thing.
A letter to say that they're receiving a disability allowance, for example. Just a proof of status, to bring to any of the box offices.
Something that shows you've got an actual disability that's official.
Our box offices during the festival, our main box office is on Tudor Square, so that's open for the whole time. All of our team based there are clued up and understand that.
Is that going to be a separate porter cabin like thing that's set up separately?
Yes. It's a little pop-up box office. It's the main box office for the festival. Right. So you can visit that box office on Tudor Square from this evening of the 6th of June, or showroom box office from the 9th of May. And should I give the email address?
Yes,
the email. The email address for the box office team is boxoffice@shefdocfest.com, or you can dial 0330 122 8870, and that'll take you through to the box office team.
That sounds fantastic. So just remind me again the dates of the actual festival.
The dates of the festival are the 6th to the 11th of June, and the programme is announced from the 9th of May.
Fantastic. Thanks for chatting to us anyway. It's given us a good insight as to what people have got to look forward to. It'll help them plan what they can and can't get to as well. So fantastic. Thanks for talking to us. Cheers.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Cheers.